Hello everybody, your Dark Avenger Chris here. So yesterday, we talked about the Marvel Legends 12-inch figure series Spider-Man figure. Today, we have Iron Man. This is the second of two figures I got. There's one more 12-inch figure out there, and that's Captain America. That was part of this line. Also, there was a Deadpool 12-inch figure. Of course, there was. That was more of a rarity. You can find that online. It's a bit more money. These figures ran for about $30 when they first came out. Now we're down to $15 and $20. I got this figure for the low price of only $16. That is a steal for this size figure line. But they are going on sale like crazy on Amazon. So now, if you held off, if you really wanted to wait for a good sale for these figures, now is the time to buy, because these guys are going for $15 to $20 each. They're gorgeous. They have lots of articulation. It's basically your average Marvel Legend figure, but double the size. So let's look at this. I love these boxes, and every time I think about having to open one of these, I cry. But here's Iron Man. Here's what the box looks like. You got one side, you got Iron Man. You got the back. That has a little bit more a couple of poses and whatnot that you could put Iron Man in. Then you got this side, which has Tony Stark. I like that. I'll make mention of this when we talk about the figure, but I like the use of both heads for that pose. And now you got the front, the window, which shows you the figure inside. So now, oh God, for you guys, I'll do this, but let's crack this open and let's talk a little bit about the 12-inch Iron Man. Alright, we got Iron Man outside the package. Already messed around with it a little bit to check out the joints and everything. I gotta say one thing off the bat. There are some tight joints when it comes to Iron Man. So let's take a look at Iron Man first before we actually get into the accessories. Let's take this accessory off. I just wanted to pose him cool for when we started this video up. And right here you can see the tightness in the joints is really tight to deal with Iron Man. So anyway, let's look at the figure completely first. I love the helmet sculpt. I think it's really cool. I like that the arc reactor is actually, you can't get, it looks like you could put your finger in there, but there's a piece of plastic that kind of covers it. Paint job's really nice. It reminds me of the paint job. You guys know I did a review on this channel for my other Iron Man figures that I got from the Iron Man wave. I like that the paint job is very much like those Iron Men. And you got the back. Got the thrusters in the back of the leg. Solid gold paint job. And then you got these. These actually come off. I would just like to make note of that. So you could have Iron Man technically look like this if you'd like. So it's your choice. Do you want the extra armor on the shoulder? Or do you like him without the armor? Honestly, without that armor, I like him a bit more. I might actually choose to take the plates off. But for right now, for this review, we're going to keep them on. But they can come off, and they come off very easily. Now, articulation-wise, head can look up that far. I can't really look down, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, you can. Sorry. Wouldn't click. So you can look down that far. You can have them do like the Quagmire if you want. Giggity. 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 Okay, we're going to stop that. Upper elbow. Double jointed elbow, but really that joint right there is super tight. So be very careful with that. Got the ab crunch. Waist bend so he can bow just like Spider-Man. Legs can go up about that far. Can go forward about that far. So not really that far, not like Spider-Man at least. Double jointed knees. So we can still do the knee up, swivel on the leg. You can turn up here. No lower leg turn, but like I said, feet are on. Awesome pivot. So you got a pivot for the leg. I just whack the camera. The hands, these hands have a hole in their port. So you could take one of these accessories, which is the laser blast, which is one of the 3 accessories Iron Man comes with. You can plug it in there. You can make it look like Iron Man's firing a blast there. Or, alternatively, at the bottom of Iron Man, you have 2 peg holes in the feet. you can make it look like his feet are firing and he's flying. So you have two different ways you could use the blast mechanic. Now, one problem I have with this figure off the bat is stiff joints. Very stiff. After messing with this figure for a while, I'm still having issues with the elbows, the knees, and the waist has a really hefty click noise to it, as you can hear. So I feel like I'm going to break the figure by, continuously clicking it. So my advice, if you get this guy, put him in a pose you like, or put him, don't mess with him too often. Unless, like I said, you find a video where you figure out a way to kind of ease up the joints a bit. But he is sturdy. He is very sturdy. I will say that. Once you put him in a pose, no matter what, he'll move, but he won't fall. That's a huge plus. So, like I said, you get two blasts. So you could have two hand blasts, or you could have 2 feet blasts. If you have a, what do you call it, one of those stands where you could have it look like he's flying. You have an alternate fisted hand for both hands if you'd like to have fists instead of the open hands. And you have only one alternate head, which is Tony Stark. Now, the one thing I like about this figure, though, and they actually did mention that, they have a picture of it, is if you take the Iron Man helmet off, which comes off pretty easy, by the way, and you put Tony Stark's head on, unlike Spider-Man, who doesn't actually have a helmet, you could still have Tony Stark look like he's holding his helmet. So that's actually a cool pose and a cool reason to have a Tony Stark head and an Iron Man helmet. Because it kind of fits. Oh, the head came out. Did I click it in? Ah, there we go. It wasn't clicked in all the way. Now he is. The head is a little bit tight. I will say that. But I like the thought of that. I like the use of the helmet as like an extra prop that he can hold. And as you can see, he's holding that helmet quite sturdy. I pound the bottom over here to show like an actual, like when you're walking around, when you're stomping, that's what would happen if you give a big stomp. And I like this. I actually might pose Iron Man like this in one of my for one of my poses, or I might actually just have him wearing the Iron Man helmet. But honestly, it looks great with or without the Iron Man helmet on. I might actually switch up one of his hands to a fist, leave this one to hold the Iron Man helmet. I honestly, the blasters are cool. Maybe I'll leave this hand open and have him doing a blast. I'm not too sure. I do like that I can't hold anything. That's one thing I like. I do. Alright, well this fist doesn't want to go. So I do like the paint job on the hands, and I do like the paint job they did. Oh, now that we got the helmet off, actually. I do like the paint job they did with the eyes of the helmet. They have like a blue tint to it, which is really cool. And they actually did that in the arms as well, where the lights are. So this figure has an awesome paint job. I love it. And it has a lot of posability to it. A bit of a stiff joint. I guess that's my one complaint, is the fact that the joints are very, very stiff. However, for a 12-inch figure, it looks awesome. And I'm glad I got this. This one and Spider-Man were my two favorite of the three. I mean, would I love to have a Captain America? Of course. Would I like to have Deadpool? Honestly, I'd like to have Deadpool even more than the Captain America. If I had to pick one to miss, it would probably be Cap, because I don't like the Captain America head sculpt. I like the classic Cap mask, and the 12-inch Cap is more movie accurate than comic accurate. So I'm kind of a little bit turned off by the Captain America 12-inch. But for Iron Man, this is an awesome figure. It definitely is a 10 out of 10. Well, you know what? Because of the joints, I got to say a 9 out of 10. Got to take 1 star away because the joints are super, super stiff. And I'm afraid it feels like I'm going to break the figure at times. And also, just to note, this front panel right here is clicked in. If you do not swivel the upper arm a little bit, it clicks and it pushes out the chest a little bit. And it does kind of come unhinged a bit, and you got to fix it. So just be very careful with that. And now I just threw the whole figure off. There we go. But I love it. I'm really happy with this figure as well. This one and Spider-Man are going to be centerpieces for my Marvel shelf now. I'm really happy with both of them. And like I said before, if this was Marvel Legends' attempt at trying a 12-inch figure line, success, make more, Thor, preferably, Hulk, Wolverine. I would, if they made a Wolverine, I would completely and utterly eat that figure up alive. I would love to have a 12-inch Wolverine figure from Marvel Legends. So Marvel Legends, if you're debating on it to make more or not, make more. Like, make more, seriously. Again, at their price, when they were released, it's only an extra $10 to $15 for these figures compared to a Marvel Legends. Or you can play the waiting game, like I did, and now they're basically Marvel Legends standard figure size prices as well. Like I said, I got this Iron Man for only $15, Amazon Prime. Amazon's a wonderful place to check out. These guys are in Toys R Us still. I've seen them from time to time in the Marvel Legends section. You can find this one, you can find Spidey, and you can find Captain America. However, Toys R Us is selling them for their asking price, which was $30 to $40, because Toys R Us is sometimes a little bit more expensive, but that's up to you where you want to buy your figure, right? So anyway, that's it for this review, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I love this figure. I hope you did too. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments below. You like the paint job, you like the framework, you like the 12-inch Marvel Legends line. Love to hear from you guys. So until next time, everybody, take care. Keep reading, keep collecting. Stay tuned. There's a lot more still to come. 400 is getting closer. It's getting closer. And I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.